There's a poem, written 800 years ago. It begins with a reed flute, crying because it was cut from its origin. Rumi said, "Listen to the reed, it is telling you something about yourself." I brought that poem to KEVN today, and what happened, I didn't expect. This is a telepathic transmission, you can hear it. Let's go. Rumi opens the Masnavi with a reed flute crying, separated from the reed bed, in pain. Why would a poet begin an entire spiritual masterpiece with pain?
Because he understood something most people spend their entire lives trying to escape. Pain is not the opposite of meaning. Pain is often the beginning of it.
But we're taught the opposite. If something hurts, fix it, numb it, move past it. The whole architecture of modern life is built around avoiding discomfort.
And so people become very comfortable and very empty. The reed that was never cut never learns to sing.
That's a brutal thing to say.
It is not brutality. It is botany. The grape must be crushed to become wine. The olive must be pressed to give oil. The wound is not the end of the story. In almost every tradition that has lasted, the wound is where the story actually begins.
But there's a difference between suffering that transforms you and suffering that just destroys you. How do you tell them apart while you're inside it?
You usually can't. And that is precisely the point. Rumi didn't say the reed understood why it was cut. He said the reed cried. Transformation doesn't announce itself. It arrives disguised as the worst thing that has ever happened to you.
So we're supposed to just trust the process, even when we can't see it.
Not trust blindly, but stop demanding that the wound explain itself before you allow it to heal. Most people keep the wound open, not because they want to suffer, but because they are waiting for someone to confirm that the pain was justified, that it was real enough, that it was bad enough. And while they wait for that confirmation, the wound becomes their identity.
I've never heard it put that way. The wound becoming the identity.
I am someone who was betrayed. I am someone who was not chosen. I am someone who was broken by what happened. These are not lies. They are true events, but they are not permanent addresses. The wound happened in a moment. The identity you constructed over years. And unlike the wound, the identity can be dismantled.
How?
By asking a different question. Not, why did this happen to me? But what did this make possible that nothing else could have? The reed could not have produced music if it had remained whole, uncut, comfortable in the reed bed. The cut was not punishment. The cut was preparation.
And if the answer doesn't come? If you look at your pain and you genuinely cannot find what it made possible,
then you are still inside it, and that is allowed. Not every wound has revealed its gift yet. Some take years, some take decades. Rumi didn't write the Masnavi the day he was separated from Shams. He grieved first, completely, without skipping any of it. The depth of the grief became the depth of the poem.
So the grief wasn't an obstacle to the work. It was the fuel.
It was the reed bed itself. Everything he had lost became everything he had to say.
I'm sitting here thinking about every painful thing I've tried to get over quickly. Every loss I tried to intellectualize before I'd actually felt it.
The mind is very fast. It wants to understand before it is willing to feel. But understanding without feeling is just vocabulary. The reed doesn't think about the music. It simply allows the breath to move through the wound.
The wound that became the door. I don't think I'll be able to look at my own pain the same way after this. And maybe that's the whole point. If something in this conversation found you exactly where you needed to be found, sit with it. Don't explain it away. Subscribe if you want to keep going deeper. KEVN will return. And next time, we go somewhere even the mind refuses to follow.